people, today we're going to be talking about The Beast We Bury by D.L. Taylor, and I have to say I did love this debut novel. It's amazing. I think it's going to be my first 5-star rating of the year. I mean, I loved everything, especially the world that she created is amazing, but our main character, Mance, it's going to be, for me, she was like amazing. She was perfect. I loved everything about her. So, what are we talking about here? We are talking about a world that's ruled by figures called the primes, and in order to be a prime, you have to have magical abilities. If you don't have those, you cannot be a prime. So at the very beginning of the book, we are introduced to this family. We have a father who's a prime, and he is preparing his daughter to become something called like his seconda, and it's like the second one in charge. And you might be expecting a nurturing, loving father. Nope, he's an abusive bastard. Sorry for the expression, but that's what he is. And it's quite brutal, and he is, I hate him. And he's wearing in a way that he always surprises you. When you think that nothing that comes from that man can surprise you anymore, bam, there he goes and does something to surprise you even more. So he has this obsession with power, and he uses power in his family dynamics, and he is a very abusive father and probably husband too. There's some glimpses about it, but it's more centered in the disjointed, dysfunctional relationship that he has with his daughter. And I'm not going to be talking much about how his daughters got their magic, because I think there is something that that you have to read to understand what happens when someone goes through this rite of passage, to understand what goes through. And shutting up now. But we have this character. She has this ability that when she kills something using her bare hands, her magic absorbs the soul, the essence of that thing that she has killed. So far in the book, she has been killing different kind of animals, and when we are introduced to her, she is being coerced to kill a jaguar so she can absorb her powers and her abilities. And once she has bested the animal that she's fighting against, as I say, she absorbs the power, and she can later on call this animal to her and use the power of this animal to do whatever. She can summon a horse and she can ride it. She can summon a wolf and use it to kill someone, things like that. And everyone is kind of afraid of her because she is always depicted like this very dangerous persona with the makeup, like some kind of real animal, and the way she dresses, and everyone knows about her abilities and about that she's a killer, and probably she enjoys it because she has like this big army of animals. So we are going to be following her point of view and understanding why she does the things that she does, whether or not she enjoys it, and whether or not she has a choice about it. And we are going to be following the point of view of another character who it's going to be like enemies to lovers kind of thing, because at the very beginning he goes to the palace because he has to do some tasks, some things, and he hates the guts of these people. I mean, they have power, they have money, they have stability, they have good housing, good food, and they are mistreating, the prime is mistreating the people of the city. It's putting regulations that are like killing them. They cannot work, they don't have food, they are being abused, and and he goes there prepared to do whatever it takes to to fulfill his ties and destroy them because he hates them. But as he begins to interact with Mancella, he begins to see that there is more to her than what he believed. And this is something that I did love about this book, because you have this external idea of Mance, how she is, how she acts, how she's the daughter of the prime, that she must be a monster, that she enjoys the killing, that she's an evil person. And then you have her point of view, and you understand what she's doing, the things that she's doing. And it's like this imbalance in between what she really is and what people perceive. And I think that's a very powerful thing. And I love how the author created that, and how this is a character who wants to be seen and understood. And I'm not going to be saying much about the plot because I want you to be surprised and mesmerized. I have never read anything like that. And I think the relationship between the two main characters, the enemies to lovers, it's very well done. I think it will be more like enemies to friends, to someone we can trust, kind of thing. And I do love how the different kinds of magic are portrayed in the book. The magic from the past that is manifesting right now in this world with glass everywhere, tree made of glass, and what happens when one of those trees breaks, what happens surrounding the floor with all the pieces of glasses, what happens with the people who step on it. It's another fine form of abuse, maybe, I don't know. Yeah. And I was reading, and sometimes I was like repulsed by what I was reading, because as I said at the beginning, the figure of the prime, he is truly the monster in this book. And it's going to be, I think it can be triggering, the abuse that he does to his own family and to the people around him. It's very shocking when he does that to people, to the subjects of the reign. But when he does that to his own family, it's even more shocking, because those are his people, those are his daughters, those are his wife, and you understand very early on in the book who the real evil on this book is. But as I was saying, I do love how the characters are written. I do love how the magic is written and represented in the book. I do love the relationship between the dynamics between all the characters, between Mance and her sister Mara, and between Mance and our main love interest character guy friend, and also the relationship that he has with his friends, with V and Rooftop. And I love how you have the highest of the high and the lowest of the low, and you can see all the in-betweens, all the shades that you have in this world that she has created, from the very powerful to the very powerless. And it's a book that talks about abuse, and about abuse that begins in the family, and abuse that begins in power imbalances, and when people don't want to listen, when people want power and are like completely obsessed with it. And I love the magic, and I love the representation of I am who I am as a result of the things that I did. Maybe I will change things, but I won't change the person who I am now. And I did love this one, and I'm not sure that I'm making such a good job of making a review of it, because it was mesmerizing and I don't want to spoil anything, so it's like very tiptoeing around it. But if you love books with magic systems very well explained, if you like something surprising that you have never read before, if you like enemies to friends, enemies to people you can trust or love, if you like very shocking revealing twist, there's going to be like one twist I think that you can predict, the other twist you can ever predict, and the final twist, it's mind-blowing. I mean, the second book right now. Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. Make yourself a favor and pick this one, because you are going to love it. So thank you for watching. Bye.